It's been fucking mess trying to get everything set up. I don't know why my computer's having issues, but I thought I got everything set up and now it's not loading up. So I said, forget it. We're just going to go through on the tablet. So the stream's not going to be multicam today, but we will get everything taken care of. I've got to get some of the clones put into cups today so we can start getting them sexed and know what is male and female. And then I'll probably have to take down a light from flower room 2 to bring it into the veg room here, because these ladies are huge. And yeah, we need some room. So sorry, got a little sidetrack there. Everything's been going crazy today, but we're making sure that we get shit taken care of. Let's get this flipped around here. As you can see, our clones are just booming now. So that's a good sign that everything is rooted out. So we're going to get some of those into red solo cups today. I'll show you our trapdoor method that we do to be able to check roots without having to disturb the root zone. Pop on over here, flip it around. We've got our flower room looking fantastic today. That plant's really starting to push new growth toward the light, so everything's about ready to flip. Beautiful. We have to go through and do some defoliation on these ladies today, though, to make sure that we've got good airflow in the bottoms. We're going to cut off all the larf and everything that we don't want, and just get these ready for the 12-12 flip, which should be happening probably today. So that's the plan. Thanks for joining in. I appreciate it. All right, let's see here. All right. What do I want to do first? I think first we're going to get the light hung, because that is going to be detrimental for what we need to do. Just looking over here, I've got all the water buckets I got to move. But this is probably where the plants are going to be going, but that's going to be a problem with the swamp cooler right here. Trying to leave a nice space so that the airflow doesn't cause too much wind damage like we've got going here a little bit. So today is a figure it the fuck out day. Stay. If you guys have any cultivation questions or integrated pest management questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. I've been doing commercial cultivation for about 3.5 years now, and been doing integrated pest management specifically for about 3 years. So if you've got like thrips, root aphids, fungus gnats, anything like that, let me know. Powdery mildew is another big one that happens in the industry. So if you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments. Where you get seeds, actually these were seeds that were handed down to me. They were bag seeds that my father got. So I've actually got like some OG skunk, some sour diesel, candy kush, Bruce Banner. That's what we've got on this side over here. On our other side, I've got some clones from some seeds that I had gotten from a company that I was doing some pheno hunting for, but they are doing that in-house now. So I've got some clones that I'm just running through trying to get some smoke off of before they're done. And then these ladies are going to be a real big focus. Like I said, they're bag seeds that I got from my father. And they're some OG strains, so I'm super excited about these ones coming up. Other than that, I've gotten seeds from like ILGM, I Love Growing Marijuana. And then I've bought seeds from like dispensaries and stuff around here. I've got Orange Blossom Express in here as well. I forgot that one. That's actually from Kush Gardens, which is up in Quebec, Colorado. Shout out to them. They've got some good strain. Or was that? I believe that was them. Either that or it was Elk Mountain. It was one of the two up there. Fuck, now I don't remember. Got me questioning it. But seeds from the dispensaries are pretty good. If you want to order, though, make sure you do it soon because the federal regulations are changing and they're not going to be able to send them in the mail anymore. So I would get on that as soon as you can. And also save any bag seeds that you get. That's what I like to do. You know, if it's good enough to sell in the dispensary, it's got to have some decent genetics. So I like to see how it grows. And if it grows good in my greenhouse, then I keep it in here. But yeah, you can grow outside. Yeah, I'm in Colorado. So, and I also have my medical marijuana license, so I can have up to 24 plants. That's why I've got like 9 in here right now. I've got 8 on the other side, and then we've got the clones as well that are coming out. So, but these are the bag seeds that I've got. They're all OG seeds except for those Orange Blossom Express. But we've got Candy Kush, Skunk, Sour Diesel, and Bruce Banner over here. The best way to start, I've actually got videos on my channel of starting them. I like to use Cocoa Choir, especially if you're a new grower, because if you have any problems with your nutrients or anything and you start getting burned, it's super easy to flush out, and then you can get resituated with whatever nutrients you need. These are our flowering. We've got some Sour Brie Mix and Lemon Head Delight. These are the ones that are going to be going to flowers soon. But yeah, I'm going to be putting some clones into red solo cups for your seeds. You'll do the same thing basically, but plant your seed in there instead of putting the clone in there. So like I said, I've got a bunch of videos on the channel about starting seeds, getting them going once they pop, how to take care of them. I started these ladies from seed on the channel, so you can see everything from seed to where they are now. We've also got like some low stress training, all kinds of stuff on the channel. So I do commercial cultivation, but this is my home greenhouse. Like I said, I do have my medical marijuana card, so I can have up to 24 plants. I was in a car accident about 5 years ago now. It was in 2021 in September. So, hell yeah, thanks for the sub. I appreciate you. Angela, you're awesome. But yeah, I was in a car accident in September of 2021. We're coming up on 5 years. I was actually taking care of mentally handicapped individuals when I got in my car accident. And at that point, I decided it wasn't safe for me or for them or my other staff for me to be on the floor and, you know, trying to help take care of other individuals. So I also like broke my leg and shit and fractured some vertebrae, broke some ribs, ripped my face off, all kinds of shit. You can see the origin story of how we started on the channel as well. It's in our long form videos. But like I said, I discovered medical marijuana and growing it for my own, like, what's it called, pain management. So I utilize this and do that instead of using opioids. So I was just noticing we're getting a little PM in here, it looks like. Oh, that's fucked up. There's this little piece of PM right here, and you can also see if it'll. You can also see a little thrip right there too. So we've got to get some sprays done in here. I've got the mask and everything, so we can put down the biologicals that we've got ordered. I may put some sulfur down since we're seeing some powdery mildew. I want to get the cell walls in the leaves themselves built up so that the powdery mildew doesn't have anywhere to get in there and grow. And then another benefit of sulfur is it raises the pH of the leaf surface, which makes it a hostile environment for the PM to grow in as well. So we'll probably lay some of that down at the end of the stream because it's got it's supposed to be a 24-hour REI, so I'll lay it down at the end of the stream and then clear out of here until tomorrow when I get off of work. But everything is looking fantastic today. Skylar Willis, thank you, beautiful. I appreciate you. Like I said, everything is just blowing up right now. We're going to have to figure out where we're going to put the new clones that we transplant. And we got to get these into some cups as well. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 it looks like. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh wait, we'll need what, 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're only doing 7 of the clones in cups because we want to be able to take those into the flower room and see if they're male or female. Looks like most of these have been used at least once. Up until there. Let's see. I know I've got a bunch of used cups around here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. We'll make one as well so everybody can see. So this is how I would start my cups for seedlings as well. Just looking for a little tool to poke the bottoms with. All right, so we're just gonna make some holes in the bottoms. Doesn't really matter what you use, as long as you can get some holes in there. Screw's actually working pretty good because it'll screw in there and then you can pop it right back out. All right, nothing crazy there, just holes for the irrigation so we don't have standing water in the bottom of the cups. That is real bad for like root rot and things like that. And then also I'm gonna go ahead and cut a hole in the side and just pop it up a little bit. I'm gonna pop it up like that, and that's gonna be our trap door to be able to check the roots and ensure that they're getting established in the cup. You don't want to do too many of them or too big because you'll just destroy your cup basically. But there we go. There it is. So we've got a couple of just little trap doors, and you can look back at the older videos and see why those are helpful as well. Push that out, make sure it's able to open up. We don't want it stuck inside of the cup. There we go. All right. Normally I've got everything set up and easier for everybody to see, but I'm having some technical difficulties today. So we are utilizing the tablet instead of the OBS setup with the lap and everything. I got tired of messing with it. I messed with it for like 45 minutes and had no luck at all. It just kept giving me errors and stuff. So to ensure that we got our stream in today and got our work done, I just jumped onto the tablet. Oh, we got some messages coming in. Nice. Happy growing. Thanks, Aunt. I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for stopping by. Miller time, my brother. Four bigger open holes in the solos. Yeah, you just got to watch your watering and your runoff, really. Like I said, I've got the holes around the outside. This one, I've got one in the middle. I've got a few different setups, but as long as you got good irrigation holes and everything, you shouldn't have too bad of a time. Oh yeah, I want to get some water in these real quick. Or in this, I'll show you guys our cocoa that we're doing. It's just a 30-20 cocoa mix. Nothing special, but I do want to hydrate it some before we put the plants in there. And then after we get them all put in the cocoa, then we'll figure out if we need to water with some newts or what we're going to do at that point. But right now we're taking it one step at a time. Just trying to get stuff done today. We got the commercial shift starting tomorrow at 0400, so today's our day to get stuff done in the green corner and make sure that we're set up for the week. I got everything watered yesterday. If anybody saw the shorts, everything was drooping a little bit because I took Saturday off. I needed some rest, and my wife was home and napping, so I climbed into bed with her and took a nap. But everything worked out. As you saw, we've got renewed turgor pressure here, so that means everything's reaching for the light. Right, we've got everything hydrated a little bit more, so it's a little fluffier. I really haven't done any of the clones into the little cups yet, so we're gonna see how this goes. I don't need them to grow big, I just need them to show what sex they are. So I really just need them to show me if they're a male or a female. So if they're a male, they'll start growing pollen sacs, and we'll show that. And then if they're females, of course, they'll start growing pistils and showing that. And when we get there, I'll show you all of that as well. But we do our live streams on Mondays and Thursdays. Thursdays are scheduled for 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I may kick that back to 1:30 because some days I do get off at 12:30 and don't get back until 1, so that doesn't give me enough time to get ready. Yeah, I think that's about all the announcements we've got this week. Everything at the commercial facility is looking great. We got harvest done last week, so that's awesome. 600 plants, or just shy of 600, and we got all those chopped, defoliated, and put into the bucker so we can take all of the buds off of the branches and then put into bags and into the freezer so that we can make bubble hash and live rosin. All right, so we've got our cups. Probably filled them too much since we've got clones, but we'll see. Like I said, this will be my first time trying to get the clones into the smaller cups, so it's going to be an adventure for everybody. Right now, I'm just looking for one of our trays so that the cocoa doesn't get all over the counter and make a big ass mess. Man, this would be fucking where the OBS studio would be nice. So pop you guys up onto the fucking other camera and everything. Sorry. Anyways, it's fine. We're fine. We're getting everything done just like we need to. Hopefully I'll have OBS back up and running by the time we do our stream for Thursday. Last Thursday we tried to do our live stream and fucking hailstorm came through. I thought it was just a rainstorm, but it ended up being a hailstorm that came through and really jacked everything up. So you can check out the live stream archive for that. If you want to check that out, we had a whole fucking start in the roof of the flower room and just start pouring water. I didn't even realize it until I went to go check on the flower room and show everybody. I actually flipped over to the other view and it was on OBS, so I couldn't actually see it really well on the computer. And then I walked over and mid-sentence it was just like, oh shit, there's water pouring in. So you can see us jump from getting ready to live stream educational video to having to triage the flower room. If, you know, that kind of stuff is what you're interested in. A little more action than just transplanting and shit. Woo! Stay there. Sorry guys, like I said, I had everything set up for the computer, and now we're making room for everything. Like I said, guys, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. I do commercial cannabis cultivation and commercial integrated pest management. So if you have anything wrong with your plants, let me know and I can try and give you a hand. Not just cannabis plants either, that also goes for house plants and stuff. Like a lot of the stuff that I use you can utilize on plants, like house plants as well, especially the Lost Coast plant therapy. I'm showing it to the other camera, especially the Lost Coast plant therapy. That's a real good one. Maybe they'll sponsor me one day. But it's been 2 weeks since we have sprayed that, so I'm good to spray sulfur to protect from the powdery mildew, as well as get those cell walls built up for when we do take these ladies to flower. If they keep growing like this, we may be taking them to flower sooner than I thought, and these may end up being some mother plants, but we'll see what happens. All right, I'm gonna have to hop up on the ladder, or here we go, right here. Hop up on the stool so we can turn off the cloner. All right. Haven't really checked the roots all week, so big reveal time. Can you guys see good? There we go. Big reveal. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, yeah. So everything is rooted out really nicely. Holy cow. So our cloner working on point. I didn't even give it the extra boost that I was supposed to after week 1. I just left it with the week 1 nutrients, and that's what we got. So I believe since I'm mixing in the Rapid Start and the Azos as well, we're really getting that booming growth. Let's see here. Fudge knuckles, I forgot to go through and figure out what this one was. I'm pretty sure it's a Candy Kush up here. I don't know why I'm trying to look around like that when we can turn this around. All right. So we're going to start with skunk number 2. Woo. They're both looking nice. I think we're going to save this one for the big pot. And this lady is going to go into the cup. Son of a biscuit. I've got my shears right somewhere. Oh, you know what? I have my clone shears up here. These ones I use only for the clones. That way they stay clean. We are also going to sanitize them with some isopropyl alcohol just to ensure that no pathogens are carrying over. Again, I appreciate everybody who's joined the stream. Let's see, we'll use this cup as our example cup. So I want this to be right about at the top. That means we want to cut our roots right about here. So I just measured it straight off the cup. We just went ahead and cut those roots off. Pruned those roots is what that's called. And that'll push that growth sideways once it gets in here as well. Again, like I said, I probably put too much cocoa in these. But not too bad, actually. You can see we've got our hole made. Sorry. I just used my fingers, as you can see. And we're going to push this lady right down in here. And just get it, like I said, right to about where that top root ball is about half an inch under the surface or so. And then we're just going to gently push it down to help pack that cocoa. Beautiful. Look at that. Gorgeous. All right, now we got to label it to make sure that we don't get anything mixed up. This is going to be skunk number 2. All right. Make sure we get her tagged. That way we're keeping track. You can see we've got skunk 2, and our beautiful lady is planted. Man, we're doing good work over here in the green corner, ladies and gentlemen. I don't like to toot my own horn, but toot motherfucking toot. All right, let's move on to skunk number 1. Oh, no. So this one actually did not root. So, it looks like it's trying to start, though. If you can see, there's little white spots right there. Let's see if I can get it to... Come on. Little white spots on there, so I think that one's trying to root. We'll leave that one in the cloner for another week. Wow, this one just is not a rooter, really, apparently. So that is an observation we will put down. And hopefully the skunk 2 is a female, since it's got better cloning genetics, it seems. And I just thought about it. We've got this fucking mycos down here, too. We've got this mycos that you're supposed to put in the bottom of the roots there after you do the hole. So since this one's having a hard time, we're definitely going to put some of that down in there. Again, we're just using our fingers to make the hole. Try to get it down as far as we can. Oh. Come on, lady. There we go. It'll be all right. We're going to come over, grab our mycos, and drop a little in there to see if we can stimulate that root growth. I didn't put a bunch in there. Just a nice little, it's hard to see. Nice little scoop. Not even a scoop. Just a little dash, really. If we were cooking, I guess. Let's see. This root's going to be a little bit long, but not much. So we're just going to pop, or I don't know, trim a little off the bottom. Trying to help push that growth sideways. And you want to make sure your roots are going straight as you can. Because if they get tangled up, then you get a tangled up root ball. And that's no bueno either. Man, this one really packed down. We're going to add some cocoa in the top of this one because it really packed down when I pushed on it. So we're just going to steal a little cocoa off of the other ones. And I always got the big tote back there if we need more. Like I said, guys, don't hesitate to drop any questions in the chat that you might have about your own canopies. I do commercial cultivation as well as integrated pest management for a cannabis company here in Colorado. So I am more than happy to try and help anybody with their canopies at home. That's really why I created the channel. I use the plant medicinally, and I believe it can help other people as well. So if you or someone you know has a canopy at home, then drop them my link and let them know that we are going live Mondays and Thursdays. Plus, we drop shorts pretty much every day, at least one, if not two. So if you guys are cultivating at home, we've got tips, tricks, all kinds of stuff. And yeah, I'm just trying to share the knowledge that I've acquired over the few years that I've been in the industry professionally. And then I've also gone ahead and done caregiving, and I obviously have my own medicinal canopy at home. So all right, we've got skunk number 1 planted. We'll keep an eye on it, see how it goes. Obviously, we've got her labeled and everything, so should be good. Well, I guess we can just keep scooting them around. Next is going to be Orange Blossom Express number 2. Wow. And this is just a massive rooter. She loves it. Loves the hydroponics, aeroponics, whatever you'd like to call it, where they're getting sprayed with that water. Wow. I think this one's going to be for the big pot. This one is going to come down here for the cup. Again, let's move more centered here. Sorry, chat. Sorry, guys. All right. So this one, it's got some long fucking roots. So, again, we want it to be about here once the soil is there. So we're going to cut it up to about here. So now our roots are only that long. And that is going to push all... Oh, here, let's cut that one as well. You can see that one's already trying to bind up in the root ball. But that pruning down here is going to push all these little spider legs out. And it's going to reach for the sides to see how much room it's got. And once it gets acclimated to the cocoa, it will start trying to push up like we're seeing in the cloner. Again, since we got the mycos, we're going to use this stuff. I haven't used it in a while, so this bag may not even really be much. But with it being dry nutrients, they should be shelf stable for quite a while. I have a new bag too, really. I should probably just open, but I'm cheap because I'm doing this at home. All right, guys. Again, just putting the roots straight down in there. You can see we're just plopping her down in, trying to gently push those roots down. Want to go down just a little further than we need, so we can pop back up and get those pushing straight. Get all of our cocoa pushed in around it. I love these Orange Blossom Express. They have beautiful colors too once we get them to flower. So, all right. Gorgeous. Look at that. For a little clone, that looks beautiful. All right, we got to label that one. That's going to be Orange Blossom Express number 2. So we've got our tag. I don't want to write all that out, so this one's just going to be OBE 2 gorgeous. I love it. The ladies are loving it. These are going to be nice and happy once we get them acclimated in the cups. I may leave them over here for a couple of days. I haven't quite decided yet. It's either leave them over here a couple of days, let them get acclimated, then move them to the flower room, or just say fuck it and throw them straight into flower. But that causes more stress, which could cause more herms. So, I don't know. Let's get it finished and we'll figure out then, huh? If anybody's got any suggestions in the chat, go ahead and drop them. Next, we're going to do Orange Blossom Express number 1. Again, these ladies just love root in the cloner. This one's definitely going to be our big pot lady. So we're going to push her back in there. Oh, buddy. Come on, get those pretty roots. We don't want to smash the roots and cut them off until we're putting them into the pots. All right. Same thing with this lady. We're just moving them around the circle. All right. Same thing with this lady. We want to set her down for a second. Get the cup ready. I don't know why I keep doing that instead of getting the cup ready and then pulling the lady out. All right. Again, just use our fingers to make holes for the roots. If it was up to me, sorry, I'm going to read the comments out loud, so I'm not just answering to nothing when we post the live stream afterwards. But I've got, if it was up to me, I would just say bucket and go straight to flour. That way you can figure out and save the time truly on only the strong will survive. I like that Miller time. I'm thinking that we may just take them over there. If we see a hermaphrodite, that means it's probably a lady and just too stressed out. So we'll keep those ones. Holy shnikes, these roots are just crazy. Look at that. It's like, what, 5 inches above the cup? 6 inches maybe? 8 if you're my wife. No. Just kidding, guys. All right. So we've got our roots pruned to push that growth out. We've got our mycos in there to help stimulate that growth. And really just trying to get these roots in there nice and straight. There we go. Sorry guys, a little more difficult to do when you're trying to show everybody. Again, we're going to steal a little bit of cocoa off the top of another cup. Make sure we've got our cocoa up to the top in this one here. All right. Get it nice and stable in there. We've got our tag. This is going to be Orange Blossom Express number 2. Right? No, number 1. Number 1. Sorry about that, guys. We're working backwards. So this is going to be Orange Blossom Express number 1. Pop that bad boy up over here. You can see OBE1. Impressive roots. Thank you, Miller Time. I appreciate you, sir. We are definitely getting some beautiful roots out of there. This is what we just chopped off, so everything's looking great. We've got the clones experiment going on as well. So we've got multiple in the other room that we're put in the same collar in the cloner and actually rooted together. So we planted them as one. And we've got those going into flower here soon. So keep an eye out for those. Hey, cheers, Green Queen 420. I appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by the chat, stopping by the stream. I appreciate everybody who comes by. We're just doing some cultivation education over here in the green corner. I've got my medicinal marijuana license or medical marijuana card here in Colorado, so I am allowed to grow up to 24 plants at a time, and these aren't going to get big enough to even count, so we'll be fine there. We've got our holes made, like I said, just doing it with our fingers to really get that root space open down there. And then we're going to drop a little bit of this mycose in there to help stimulate that root growth. Not too much, because I don't want to fry anything, especially with them being new clones. Next, we're doing some Bruce Banner. Looks like, oh, wow. Look at that. Holy cow. Whoa. Look at that one. That's definitely going to be the big pot. Holy cow. Both of the roots are pretty nice. I don't want to take too much away from the other one. It's littler for sure, but holy cow. Both of those are really nice. You can see this one's already trying to start getting tangled up. So that one's definitely going into the pot, or not the pot, but the cup. And the other lady is going to go into the big pot, because holy cow, that root mass is already booming. Wow. Sorry, guys. Really just trying to get it back into the cloner without damaging the roots. Whew. Beautiful stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful stuff. All right. Same thing as before. We're just utilizing the cup to measure how long we need our roots. I want to make sure nothing's getting tangled up here. All right. We want to go about there, so I'm going to cut probably here, here, and there. Come on. There we go. So we've got it all pruned up and looking fantastic. Whoops, she's trying to press buttons on here. There we go. We've already got our mycose in there this time. So now we just want to get this root ball down into the cocoa without getting it any more tangled up or anything. Man, I think we're going to take this bottom node here off. Oh, two bottom nodes here. You know what? I want to leave that one. We're going to take one of them off, leave the other one, because that'll help show the sex a little easier too. We'll go through all of that here in a couple of weeks when everything starts showing its gender. Usually it's got about 2 weeks of stretch, and then it starts throwing pistils or pollen sacs around day 10 to like 20, just depending on the strain. The sativas show a little slower because they grow a little slower, but we will check everything out as we need to and do all of the education as we go. Look at that. Gorgeous. We've got 2 left to do. Next is going to be the sour diesel. I really got to see which one it is. I know it's not the little one. It's going to be sour diesel number 2. I planted 2 of each of these because, like I said, they're regular seeds. Make sure I put 2 on the OG tag as well. I did not clone sour diesel number 1 because it got topped like super early and was struggling a little bit when we cloned last round. So That one didn't get cloned, and Candy Kush, one of the Candy Kush didn't get cloned. Because I started doing low stress training on it by accident. So here's the 2 root masses that we're working with. This one's definitely the bigger one that's going in the 5-gallon pot. This one is growing out crazy, which is awesome. That's going to be great for the cup. Drop this lady back into the cloner, being careful not to mess up those roots and scrunch them in between the collar and everything. Let's see. Oh man, I did it again. All right. Again, we want to make our hole. Oh, this one needs more cocoa for sure. Hold on just a second, guys. All right. There. We've already got our hole made, so I'm just going to drop the mycos in there to make sure that we're getting that root stimulation. Holy shit, sorry guys. It's about time to smoke, I think. All right. Wow, these roots are just gorgeous. Look at that. May look like a mess to the untrained eye, but all of these roots stretching out to the side are those little tentacles that reach for the sides of the pots. So showing that growth early is just a sign of super strong growth. Fuck me. Sorry guys. I gotta come around to the side so I can actually see where to cut these bad boys. There we go. That's going to be our root mass there. Oh, goodness. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't even know I could do that. I was just trying to look at the comments. There we go. So that's going to be our root mass there. Try and slide it in here nice and gently. Cover the top. Oh, fuck. Alright, that's going to be it. Cover the top as best we can here. Still needs just a little more to make sure the top of the root ball is not exposed. It will survive that, but it does stunt it a little bit. And rather than focusing on trying to protect those roots, it could be focusing on pushing growth to your buds or to your branches. So just things to think about when you're doing your own stuff at home. All right, next we've got a Candy Kush. I've got to figure out which one that one is. I'm going to say that one's probably number 2. Candy Kush number 2. Candy Kush number 2 is the last one we're doing. Wow. We're just going to put K2. I don't know. When I got it, it was spelled Candy Kush with a K. Every time I search it up now, it's with a C. So, I don't know. I just go with the K because that's what I got it as in a bag. This one was actually one of my seeds that I got from a bag. So, if you guys are ever trying to get seeds, outdoor grows are good for finding a little bit of seeds in there, just because of the pollination outside being let off by everybody else's plants. A lot of times it'll herm little spots on your plants, so, or on whoever's plants are growing outside. Holy cow, look at the face of these babies. This one's definitely our winner. So let's show this lady first. She doesn't look bad. She's going to be good for the cup. Nice long root mass still, but look at that. Wow. That is gorgeous. I think that is the winner of the root mass competition right there. Just look at how... Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. Just the established root ball there with all of those pushing out to the side. That is just beautiful. That is beautiful growth there. So that's going to be our bucket lady. This one's going to be the cup. Sorry, guys, I got a little excited there for a second. The root mass on that, especially after we saw, what was it, skunk number 1 that didn't have hardly shit for root mass. Then we see these ladies that are just blowing up like, whoa. Okay. Whew. Beautiful stuff, guys. Again, thank you for joining the stream. I appreciate everybody who has stopped by. If you or anybody you know cultivates and has questions, send them my link or drop your questions in the chat. We live stream Mondays and Thursdays. Thursday is educational days. And then Monday is just maintenance day. It's my Sunday. So I get all of my stuff for the week in the home greenhouse done, or at the green corner here. We get all that done on Mondays, and then on Thursdays we go into education mode and teach. This week I'm probably going to try and redo the biologicals for a third flipping time. The first time the stream was crap. The second time, you can see on our live archive, we had a hole come through the roof because there was a hailstorm going on. So there was a hole that appeared in the flower room, and we had to pivot and mitigate that rather than doing our educational stream, unfortunately. So I did not tag that last one. Good thing I just noticed. So that's gonna be the sour diesel number 2. Sorry guys, pivoting back to the other one real quick to make sure we get it tagged like we should. There we go. Now she's got a name. This one's going to be Candy Kush number 2. I'm going to take it and fill the top real quick. I'll show you. Sorry about that, guys. There. You can see we've got a little bit of room in there, and this is still kind of wobbly. We don't have it nice and compacted yet, so I want to put a little more on top. All right. Beautiful. Now you can see we are filled up. We're a little more sturdy now. Pack it down nice and tight. We've got our mycos in there to stimulate that root growth. Beautiful. We've got our tag made. Bam. Beautiful. We've got our 7 ladies put into cups and ready to go. I'm going to wait on the other ladies for a minute. I may not get those done today just for space issues. Plus, I might look up just taking them straight into flower while they're that size, because they do stretch. So, I saw something on YouTube the other day talking about, do they need to veg? So, I might try that out myself. We'll see what happens. But for now, let me get this plugged back in real quick. If you guys have any questions about your own canopies, drop them in the chat. If anybody you know grows, send them the link. I love helping people grow and helping get their canopies in order. I believe anybody who can legally grow cannabis should do so if they are so inclined to. And if you are, then being able to have someone to show you the tips and tricks is always nice. That's what we're doing here. It can be kind of intimidating starting your grow, so we're here to help anybody and everybody that has questions. As you can see, we've got our beautiful 7 ladies in our cups. We got the roots pruned. You can see some of them here. I threw most of them away. But we got the roots pruned to help push that growth. Everything's looking great. So those are going to be fantastic once we get them moved over. All right. Now I got to figure out what we're going to do with all this. We do need to get some defoliation done in here too, but fuck, got so much to do and no time. Not enough time, at least. Oof, it's hot. Oh god, yeah, I know. Fuck, man. So Miller Time was saying maybe skip doing it for a third time after the hole in the roof. LOL, just joking, brother. And yeah, fuck, man. After the first one, it was really good, man. It was good content, but for some reason the tablet was cutting out. And then now today we've got, I'm not gonna say anything. Anyways, and then yeah, the last one, we got that hole up there in the roof. You can see it blew apart our support there, and everything started pouring in. So we've got the tarp set out. Try and get that shit pulled to the side. These I do need to get in here today, so I'm probably going to start on that. We got to get some defoliation done. We did low stress training on these, so some of that inner shit's going to come out. You can see our smiley face, our little gnome. Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened there. My bad. I hit a button that I was not supposed to, apparently. I'm going to grab a chair real quick. All right. Sorry, guys. Got our chair, snips. So really what we're looking to do in the flower room to get these ready is we want to take off all of this lower stuff, especially the stuff that's like dying right here. You can see after our hole in the roof incident, we've got some dead stuff and some stuff that's not looking super great. So we want to get all of that taken off. I had to get the circulation fan pointed right at everything, and it caused quite a bit of wind burn. So now you can see we've mitigated that by turning the fan to the side so it kind of bank shots off the wall. Still gives us that airflow, but it doesn't cause problems for the canopy itself. I'm gonna grab a leaf bucket real quick. All right. Oh shit! Oh my god! Sorry, guys. Holy cow! Y'all took a dive off the fucking swamp cooler. Sorry about that. Let's see. Maybe we can put it on a bucket. That might be better. Make sure we're not right in front of this, though. Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. Let's see. Can we get you guys on a good view of the inside here? Oh, come on. There we go. I'm just going to leave it. That's the view you guys get. Like I said, we're just taking off a bunch of this big leaf and leaf that is making it so we don't have airflow into the inner parts of our canopy. We're also cutting off little stuff that is just growing right into the middle and not doing anything for us other than creating chaos. Shit. So this is actually one of our twins. And it's got a little bit of low stress training done to it, not a whole lot. Wow. These ones really blew up. Take a lot of this extra leaf off of here. Like I said, just get her looking cleaned up. Just taking off all that big leaf here. Whoa. Put the leaf bucket there so you guys get a good view of everything we're taking off. Like I said, just damaged leaf. Small stuff that's making it so the air isn't flowing through the insides. Older stuff. We're going to get more of this inner stuff cut out. I'm just trying to take out the big leaf first so I can see exactly what we've got going on and figure out where we can lose some stuff. Really, this is like my first time low stress training, so we are just kind of testing everything out, seeing how everything grows when we low stress train it. So far, everything's looking pretty good, really. Got a little bit of dead stuff and whatnot, but for the most part, everything's looking pretty happy. If you guys have questions or comments, drop them in the chat. Let's see, we're going to cut off some of this shit that is overlapping here. Trying to decide. This is the weaker plant. We're going to take some branches off of it. Trying to get them taken down to see if we can get them. I don't know. I don't think the clones or the twins were great for the low stress training, just because there is so much in one pot already. So I don't think I'll do that again if we have any more twins to pop out. But I definitely like it for the single plant pots. If you look back in our shorts, we've got one of them that's like a wagon wheel. It's over here somewhere. I'll show you when we get to that one. It's stretched out beautifully and growing just fantastically. This one's growing really good as well. I just wasn't able to train it as much as I would have liked to, but we are going to get some good tops off of it, so I can't complain too much. But yeah, this is a lot more training than I've done in the past, so really it's a big experiment. If anybody's done the low stress training before, has any tips or tricks, drop them in the chat for me. I'd appreciate that. Like I said before, we do the Monday maintenance streams every Monday, and then the educational streams on Thursdays. This week, we may try and redo for a third time the biological stream. The last couple of times we've had problems with it, but I'm feeling confident. I think we can get it going right. It's really good information to share with everybody if you're interested in protecting your crops with like organic bacterias and fungi and stuff. So it's information I want to be able to get out there. It's just trying to make sure that everything is working properly and able to actually get it out there, you know what I mean? So you can see I'm cutting off a lot of these little nodes in here just because they're going to turn into larf, or they're blocking our airflow on the insides. Still trying to figure out what to do with those two. Boy, that just needs to come off. That's better. I can see what I'm working with a little bit better here. Try and get all this lower leaf off. Look at that. Some powdery mildew trying to start. So we got to play with our airflow over here a little bit. If we're getting powdery mildew now, that means it's possible botrytis later. Like I said, that could also be from the hole in the roof that occurred on last Thursday's live stream. So I'm not going to put too much stock into it. We are going to spray everything. I might spray the whole fucking greenhouse before I leave. Oh, unfortunate. I thought Chief was going live. Shout out to the homie Chief in session. He does product reviews on flour, wax, rosins, products of all kinds, edibles, different like e-nails and pens and stuff. So if that's the kind of stuff you're interested in as well, check out his channel. I don't do a whole lot of smoking and stuff on the channel. I will light up a joint every now and again just to help keep the pain at bay and everything, keep the brain working straight, but I don't do dabs and stuff on the channel really. Sometimes I'll hit my vape pen, my cartridge or whatever, but he's the guy if you want to see product reviews. That's Chiefin_session. All right. This one's looking much better. It's got a lot of open area now and airflow in here. Give you guys a top-down view. So we got all the inside stuff cleaned out. Almost. See all this little shit? Like this. We don't need that. We don't need that. That's all just going to be larf because all this outer stuff is going to be blowing up. Fabian, my brother. Thank you, sir. Oh, and mistles grow. We were pruning the roots because we put them into the solo cups. And I don't want those roots getting all balled up at the bottom. So when we prune the roots, it pushes that growth sideways. Rather than down. So since it doesn't have any room to go down, we pruned those roots and are getting them pushed off to the side more. Fabian, my brother, thank you for stopping into the chat. I appreciate you very much. Like I said, we're just getting our pruning and defoliation done before we move these ladies over to our flower. Let's see. Just trying to find better ways to get you guys set up. Let's see. See if that gives you guys a better view. I'm not sure. So, again, we want to take all this big leaf off. It's clogging up the inside. That's where PM and shit's going to start growing. Nothing there yet, so that's good. If you guys have questions about your own canopy, drop them in the chat. I'm more than happy to help. There we go. Sorry, guys. I don't know what the fuck. For some reason, the internet started going down on us, so I just connected it to the phone. Again, that guys. Son of a bitch. Seems like every time in about an hour we start getting some connection issues and stuff, so. Thanks, guys, who stuck around. I appreciate you. Again, sorry about the issues on the stream. But if you guys have any questions about your camp, go ahead and drop them in the chat. Monday's the day that we are here and available to answer any and all of your cultivation or integrated pest management questions. Mondays are more chat-focused stream. And Thursday, when we do our Thursday educational streams, it's more geared towards learning and getting the information out there. And then we do that Q&A at the end. So it's a little less like interactive with the chat, but it's good information. So if you guys are interested, this week we're talking about biologicals again. Hopefully this time we can get the stream to go right. The last 2 times we've tried this, it's had problems, so hopefully this week we've got everything set up right. I'll do a test stream probably on like Wednesday just to make sure that we've got everything set up right. And then Thursday we'll be good to go. I should have new cameras coming in too that are 4K rather than the 1080 that we've been running. So that's super exciting as well. Those should be here at some point today. When I get those, I might set them up and see what we can do with those. But we'll just have to wait and see. With how everything's been going already today, we may just fucking nix that idea, but today has not been an electronic day. Usually we don't have too many problems, except for we've been having some connectivity issues with the tablet. Then today, for some reason, my computer and YouTube weren't talking to each other, so we just hopped on the tablet again so we can get the content out there and get the work done. But we're always working to be better with our connection and with our streams, with our equipment and everything. So always be growing is the life motto, not just the channel slogan. I'm always working to be better and get stuff working better, get stuff down better. So we are a constantly evolving channel. I by no means claim to be perfect, and when, you know, like I said, I'm trying stuff that I don't know how it's gonna work, I'm straight up with everybody. So I think that kind of shit's hard to find out in the streaming world or in the content creation age that we're in. Everybody wants to look perfect, but here at the Green Corner, we know life is real and shit happens, and we're here to show you how to save the canopy when that shit does happen. Oh yeah, also, we do have merch as well. We've got the Always Be Growing shirts. They're priced at $15, so you can wear it while you're doing your work, or, you know, whatever you got to do around the house, yard work and fucking garden work, or, you know, whatever. You don't have to worry about ruining your shirt. It's only $15. You can buy multiple if you're worried about ruining one of them. We've got a couple different styles on there. This one's my favorite, with the pot leaves on the sides right here. We've also got one that is a little bit different in the font. I've got them ordered and on the way to me, so I'll be showing those off in the next week or so. But yeah, we've got shirts, hats, and disc golf towels. It's all at thegreencorner.site. David H., thank you for stopping by. You have a blessed day as well. Come on. There we go. All right. Again, we've got the middle all cleaned out. Everything's looking happy. It's got room to grow. It's got the airflow. Wow. These ladies really bushed out after we did that low stress training. So with that low stress training, we got all of the tops bent over, and it pushed that growth all to the middle and inner nodes and really started pushing those up. So these plants are bushy as heck. This was another twin plant situation. So we've got 2 plants in here that grew together at the roots. I can't remember which ones were the twins that were abandoned for like a week. I just left them in the cloner to die, really, and when after a week of them not dying, I decided, okay, planted. So it did throw our count off on this run a little bit, but it's all right. We're keeping everything in order as we should be. Trying to get all of the big leaf out first so I can see where the nodes are that are pushing all of this new growth. And then we'll clear those out a little bit to ensure that everything has enough room to grow and push up, because we are getting ready to flip these to the 12-12 flower cycle. So keep an eye on the channel. We are going to be showing some flowers here soon. We'll be getting some buds going. Everybody loves to see the buds, so keep your notifications on. We go live twice a week. And Mondays are maintenance days. Thursdays are the education days, since I am certified Colorado private applicator through DORA, or the Department of Regulatory and Agriculture, or whatever. What is it? Fuck. I don't know. I can't remember. But the Department of Agriculture and certified as a private applicator. So if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to drop them in the chat. I do commercial cultivation at a facility here in Colorado, as well as integrated pest management. So if you level of experience you have growing, if you're a new grower, if you're a veteran grower, my buddy Miller Time, he's been growing for like 20 years and he's learned some new stuff on the channel. I've got Angie that just popped in on the chat earlier. She's got some seeds she wants to start. We've got that stuff on the channel. You know, we're here to help anybody and everybody we can, because I believe in cannabis, and I believe that if you have the right to grow and you want to grow, you should be able to grow cannabis that you want to consume in whichever way you choose to do so. I, of course, smoke, but I also make salves and tinctures and edibles. That's why my plant count is so high. I am allowed 24 plants, and I can buy up to like a pound at a time. So that is all part of my extra plant count, because I do make those salves, tinctures, and edibles. And you can see with my leg kind of, it's real jacked up. I've got, I blew my ankle out. The tibia and fibula both compound fractured and came out the side of my leg. So I've got daily pain, but we utilize salves, tinctures, edibles, and flour to help with that rather than opioids and alcohol, because I am a recovering alcoholic as well. So, like I said, I know I'm not perfect, and I am always growing. That's why I like the slogan, always be growing, and we don't just say it on the channel, we live it. So no one's perfect. I don't claim to be, but I do claim and show that we're always getting better, man. So, like I said, if you grow and have questions, or you know anybody who grows and they have questions, drop them in the chat or send your friends the link. Let them know we're here to help. I don't go and ask for subs and likes and all that bullshit. I'm not trying to be an influencer. I'm trying to be a helpful resource for those who are trying to join the cannabis community, or trying to better their grow in the cannabis community, or whatever. Like I said, Chief in Session, he's got a great community over there of people who grow and do reviews and different things like that. So this channel, Chief in _ Session, he does the product reviews and things like that. that I don't cover on the channel, on my channel. You know, I try and keep it a little more ag tech focused on this side. We focus on the growing, the cultivation, the pest management, pathogen management, as far as like powdery mildew and stuff. This is going to be a good defense against powdery mildew because now we've got airflow going through all of this. If you know anything about powdery mildew, it thrives where there's no airflow and extra moisture from these microclimates. So we are destroying all of that to ensure we've got solid airflow through the canopy. And that also gives us proper light penetration so that they have the light needed for that photosynthesis to push. And that one was a lemon head to light. Let's see, we're going to pull this one over here. So we did water these yesterday, but they were super dry. And they feel a little light again today, so I feel like they were probably a little hydrophobic from drying out so much. That's where the cocoa doesn't like to hold on to that saturation. And since we are going to be flipping these to flower, I'm probably going to go ahead and give them that first shot of flower nutrients. Oh, wow. That's funny. Right here, it looks like the actual top of the branch came out and it's trying to grow up, and we just got the leaves down here. So that's not proper low stress training, but whatever, it's fine. It's holding it down like we want it to and pushing that growth to different spots. So like I said, it's my first time doing it. We're trying it out. Now, whoa, hip down. We're not perfect. And we don't claim to be, holy shit. Sorry, guys. Oh, buddy. All right. We are on to plant number 4. This is the halfway point. Again, we just want to start with taking off all this big leaf in here. Oh, also, let me know your opinions in the chat on the landscape orientation streams. I'm thinking I might start doing landscape orientation for the educational streams because we get a better view of the board and everything. It's a little better to see. So I was thinking about doing that. If you have any opinions on the vertical versus horizontal streams, let me know. A lot of times I do the vertical streams, so we get put into the live stream feed or whatever. But seems like we don't get a lot of people staying anyways, probably because we don't just sit here and smoke pot. We are actually focused on growing it and cultivating, so a lot of people aren't interested in that whole part, but that's all right. We're not here for those people. We're here for you guys who are actually wanting to grow and better your grow. So with that being said, I may just switch, like I said, to that horizontal or landscape style stream because like I said, we don't get a lot of actual traffic that stays from the live stream feed. So if that's the case, then why focus on the live stream feed when we've got dedicated people that will get better information and a better view on the horizontal or landscape view stream. So let me know your thoughts on that. That may be what we turn the OBS studio streams into. If we have to, we might change things up a little bit. God damn, I think I broke off a whole fucking... Oh yeah, took off a whole node there on accident. It's alright, it was pointing towards the ground, we don't need it. like I said, we're here for you guys who want to grow and want to know. And, you know, I try to do everything on the stream focused on what you guys want and what I think new people will benefit from, you know, as far as new growers and stuff. So, if anybody has content ideas on things with your own grow that you want to see, let me know. That's also stuff I can create content on. You know, I'll create a video for you, or we can do a live stream on it, or, you know, just depending on the topic. I'm happy to do that for people. I just believe in this plant, and I believe that I can help people grow better cannabis that they want to consume. And, you know, to do that, we got to get the word out there and get people over here. So if you do know anybody who grows and wants some cultivation education, send them my way. I know a lot of times I do use big words and shit. It's to make sure that the algorithm classifies us as ag tech, because we're not just pot growers, you know, we're actual cannabis cultivation techs and integrated pest management specialists. And, you know, I'm the master grower here at my home grow, the head of IPM here. So it's not just a hobby. This is what we do for our sanity and for our health. So I believe in it, and I believe other people can benefit from it. So if you or somebody you know can, send them the link. I don't do a lot of asking to like and subscribe and all that shit in my videos, because, like I said, I'm not an influencer. I'm just a guy trying to help people. So it's really word of mouth that helps the channel grow. This one might be. Yeah, I think this is that wagon wheel one I was telling you about. Fucking look at that. Huge. We're gonna go into that one here in a second. Oh, wow. Okay, let's move these ones back. Oh, wow. Look at that shit. So there's definitely not enough airflow in this back corner. And that's obviously a problem. You're going to see powdery mildew on this plant over here. So we're definitely going to spray today after we're done with the defoliation and shit. Oh, fuck me. If it's not one thing, it's another, guys. I had a feeling we were going to have some powdery mildew pop up after the hole in the roof, but I didn't expect it to be that bad. I'll go ahead and show you guys that here in a second. Really, now that I've got it in the front, I want to work on that one first anyways. We'll pull it more to the side so we're not blowing those spores all over everything. We're just going to work on this one back here. Let's see. So if you can see those white spots there, that's called powdery mildew. That's from too much moisture and not enough airflow. So that plant's going to be moved to the front, but we are going to go through right now and get it defoliated, get some of the shit cut out of there. These were another set of twins. Gorilla Glue number 4 is way behind on veg. Oh, man. Well, 7620NY. If you need help with your plants, let me know how I can help you, man. Or lady, whatever. Let me know how I can help you. I've got my veg feed, my Redline veg feed mix on my shorts, I believe. If not, it's definitely in the live stream. I do the red line veg feed to help push that extra growth. These are actually the plants that are getting ready to go to flower. So these are at the end of their veg cycle right now. I'm going to be taking them to the 12-12 cycle tonight. That's why we really got to get in here and get everything defoliated and set up so we are good to go for that flip. But yeah, I've got my veg feed on there, if that helps. Low stress training is a really big thing for being able to get the light on those inner nodes. It's had stunted from transplant and burying the stem. For sure, I just transplanted some of mine as well here. We'll pop over to the other side. We were over here at the beginning of the stream. If you want to check it out later, we actually got our clones transplanted into the red solo cups. So these are what we've got left. These are going to go into big pots, but we just got all these into the solo cups. I run the General Hydroponics Flora series, and then for veg I run the dry CalMag 420 dry, just because it's cheaper than the Cali Magic, but for flower we use the Cali Magic. But yeah, we've got the red line veg feed in there, and I guess I could show you our actual veg plants, huh? And then here's the moms of our clones. You can see they're fucking huge right now. I got to get in here and get them defoliated. But yeah, everything's blowing up. So, like I said, I put out a short or two every day. And then we live stream on Mondays and Thursdays. Monday is the maintenance stream, where I just do whatever I got to do to get ready for the week, because I work Tuesday through Saturday at the commercial facility. So this week we're getting these flipped to flower, so we've got to, there we go. So we've got to get these all defoliated and get the inner nodes cut out, get all the larf taken off, and get them ready for that 12-12 flip. Like I said, this one just started, well, didn't just start, obviously, because there's a bunch of it. But it's got some powdery mildew going. It was in the back where there's not enough airflow, apparently. I'm going to have to move this fan back there. But yeah, we've got a little bit of powdery mildew starting. I had a hole start in the roof and fucking pour water down in here, so I had a feeling it was going to be a problem. But this plant really just took that powdery mildew and ran with it. So that's another thing we will note in our plant notes, that this one's more prone. The LHD1 is more prone to to powdery mildew, and that'll be a factor going forward. Depending on if the other one's a male or female, we'll keep that and try and get rid of this one since it's more prone to the pathogens. Oh. Hell yeah, cheers, Operation Annihilation. I appreciate you joining the chat, stopping by the stream. We're just getting everything here ready for flower. We're flipping to 12-12 tonight. So I've got to get all these inner nodes cleaned out, get all this extra leaf out of here. We're getting some PM starting, so I want to get everything sprayed with sulfur one more time before we get that flower flip. And that's going to give us some nice strong cell walls, which prevents the powdery mildew from being able to get in there and actually grow. And then it also helps enhance the terpenes, because it's enhancing all of the stuff that creates those terpene profiles, all those different cannabinoids. Wow. A lot of just little larfy shit out of the middle that we're taking out here. Sounds like a lot of snips, but we're not really taking out a whole lot. We really just want to get that airflow through the middle here. We focus on cultivation and integrated pest management on this channel, so if that's something you're interested in, or if you've got a friend you know that grows, send them my way. I'm happy to help anybody who's growing and needs it. I do commercial cultivation as well as commercial integrated pest management for a cannabis company here in Colorado. So I've got knowledge and I love sharing it. This is my passion. This is what I do, and I believe that whoever wants to grow cannabis at home should be able to grow cannabis that they want to consume, whether that be through edibles, through hash, through tinctures, salves, however you choose to consume or utilize your cannabis. I believe you should be able to grow cannabis at the level you want to consume it at. So, we're here to help, we're here to share knowledge, and word of mouth is the best way to do that. So if you know anybody who grows, send them that link. I don't do a lot of calls to action or anything in my shorts videos. I don't believe in all that shit, but I will, tell people while we're live to go ahead and share that link so we can continue to grow and continue to help more people. So that's probably the only real call to action you'll hear from me, is just asking you to help get the word out there and help share the page. But again, I'm not an influencer. I don't try to be an influencer. I'm not chasing trends or any of that bullshit. I'm growing medicinal marijuana here, and I utilize it for my pain management rather than opioids. So I believe that if it can help me after my car accident and 23-day coma, then it can help other people as well. And the best way to do that is sharing the knowledge and getting it out there. So if you guys have questions about your own canopy, don't hesitate to drop them in the chat. I'm doing my best to keep an eye on it while we're getting everything going and getting everything done here. We've got 3 more plants left. Operation Annihilation. Again, I appreciate you stopping by. We do live stream every Monday and Thursday. Thursdays are scheduled for 1 o'clock as our educational streams. And then Monday is just our maintenance day. This is my Sunday, so I try and get done everything in the greenhouse or the green corner that I can before my upcoming work week at the commercial facility. And this is the time that I'm most available to answer questions and different things like that, because during the Thursday stream, I do the educational stuff first, and then we do the Q&A at the end. So that's when you got to sit all the way through and wait until the end to ask your questions. Our day stream is more open forum style, where you can just come up, ask your questions, and drop us a line. Let us know what you got going on at home. Let us know what you're having problems with, how we can help. I don't use anything real expensive or fancy here in the home greenhouse. I do it as cheap as I can because it's supposed to save me money. So I'm not buying a pound of flour every 2 weeks. And yeah, that's real. I was buying a pound of flour every 2 weeks between smoking and trying to make my edibles and salves and tinctures. It's just, I use a lot. I go through an ounce every time I create a salve or a tincture, or a pound of butter or whatever. And then I smoke too, so we gotta have flour. All right, this one looks pretty good. We are gonna cut that out. Last second decision, we cut that middle one out, so we've got that airflow through the middle there. Yes, the ladies do have a lot of space. Thank you, Operation Annihilation. We've got airflow through there now. You can see all of our leaves moving around, so that's going to help with that powdery mildew that we were seeing in there. Also, like I said, I'm going to spray it and try and get that powdery mildew killed off. I've got to get some more stuff ordered, but this paycheck was a little tight, so we are waiting until next week next week to order that stuff. But we're gonna get like some Armory SP is what it's called, and it's a Bacillus strain, Bacillus subtilis, and that actually takes up the room on the leaf surface so that the powdery mildew can't grow. It's a pathogen, or like a fungi itself, or a mildew itself, and it grows on that leaf surface and takes up all the area that powdery mildew would grow, and it actively fights that powdery mildew for that area. So that's the plan for this, but I'm not going to get that ordered until next week. I do have sulfur now, and that's going to help build up those cell walls and make the leaf surface uninhabitable for the powdery mildew, because it's going to raise that pH. All right. Again, here's another set of twins. Again, that makes me kind of nervous. Those ones grew so much taller, but looks like this one did get a lot more stress trained. So that could be a big part of it, hopefully. Otherwise, it looks like those could be males. Males grow a lot faster than females because in nature, they want to grow up above the females. That way, when their pollen sacs open, that pollen drops and it pollinates the females. So that's why male plants grow faster than the females, and that's one way you can tell sooner rather than later that you need to keep an eye on that plant. I just try and throw facts out there as they come up, guys. Sorry if shit gets repeated or whatever. You know, we have people come and go on the stream, and if people aren't dropping questions or whatever, I'm just trying to throw knowledge out there that might help somebody that's here or watches it in the future, whatever. So I do appreciate everybody who has come by the stream, though. I do this for you guys to try and help whoever I can. Like I said, Mondays we go live every Monday. It's our Monday maintenance stream. And then Thursday is our educational streams. Hopefully this week we can do our biological stream without any freaking problems. I don't know, if we have problems again, I'm gonna fucking pre-record it and do it that way, because it's a cursed fucking subject, I guess. I've already tried twice to record it. Once was really good, except for the connection was shit. So I got a bunch of other stuff set up, and hopefully we can get it running good next time. But like I said, if it doesn't work the third time, then we're calling it quits, and we're just gonna pre-record it, and I'll fucking drop it as a long-form video on the channel, because I do want to get that information out to you guys. It's great information. It's about like no-fly, which is Asaria fumarosa. Let's see, what else do we have? Azosol, which is made from azadactrin or neem oil. So I just got a question if I'm growing in soil. No, I am not. I use Cocoa Choir 70-30 mix with perlite. Pretty much any of them that you buy at the store will do. I like to mix my own nutrients and give it exactly what I want to give it. That way, because I do push that red line protocol and do the red line feeds, if I see any of that burn on the leaves, I can just flush the plant real quick, get all the salts out, and start anew. So I like to push them to the limit so I can get that massive growth and try and get the perpetual cycle going. And I lost my train of thought because I was looking for my scissors. I'm sorry. Yeah, we try and do that perpetual cycle because I need it perpetually. But we did have some issues pop up in the last one with powdery mildew, and now it's trying to start on this one as well. So before it even gets a chance to get a foot in, we're going to get everything defoliated, get all the bullshit cut out that we can, and I'll get it sprayed to try and get that protected. But yeah, Cocoa Choir is what I grow in just to ensure that if I do burn anything or I start seeing anything funky, I can flush it and start anew without having to worry about any remaining nutrients or anything like that. And I try a lot of different stuff too, just to see what it's going to do to the plants. So, Cocoa Choir gives me that that play to be able to do different things and not worry as much about frying the plants completely. Oh, I cracked that. And this one's looking pretty good too, actually. Pretty happy with this one. This is another twin one, another twin set. You can see there's two in there that grew together. Hey, Smoking Joe, thanks for joining the stream, brother. If you have any questions about your own canopy, drop them in the chat. I do commercial cultivation as well as integrated pest management. So I've got knowledge. If you need help, I'm more than happy to try and assist in any way I can. I believe in cannabis. It's helped me get off of opioids as well as alcohol, and now all I consume is the plant. So I believe it's a beautiful plant and can help people in many ways. And the first step in doing that is changing the stigma around it. And education is the best way to change the stigma. Yes. So, Operation Annihilation said you can recover a lot faster if something goes awry. He's talking about the Cocoa Choir, and yes, that's exactly why we do the Cocoa Choir. That way, like I said, if I do start seeing some funky shit, we can flush and get everything out of there and get the plant back on track. So yeah, we use Cocoa Choir just for that. Because yeah, I do run a lot of different experiments, like the twins experiment we got going. We're doing the low stress training. It's not, well, it's an experiment for us because it's my first time really doing it. You can tell some of them didn't get it real good, but this next one we're about to show is definitely our winner in the this lady right here is the winner in the low stress training. So this is all one plant. You can see the beginning of it when we first low stress trained it. I should have the whole training on the channel in one of our live streams. Plus we've got the updates in the shorts and things like that. So if that's something you're interested in, this is all one plant and it's just bushed out like crazy. So we'll get it all defoliated and then I'll show you guys the inside. But wow, yeah, this one was a good one for sure. This one was definitely the proper way to do the low stress training. The other ones we just were kind of experimenting with, like I said. Especially with the twins, I didn't really know what to do. I couldn't like bend them all the way over per se because they were too close to the sides. So we just did what we could. You can see everything in the live stream archive. And you can see how we ended up with this fucking monster. Try to keep it more professional on the stream, but I am a real person, so you're going to hear me cuss, you're going to hear me say things I probably shouldn't, but I try to keep it as respectable as possible. You know, obviously nothing, no racist bullshit or anything like that. Fucking everybody is welcome here. Hell yeah. So, smoking, it says, it got me off some meds. Love to see how to grow. Thank you. Hell yeah, Joe. I love to hear it. It got me off of opioids as well. I was in a car accident in 2021 and in a coma for 23 days. So, they had me on all kinds of opioids and shit. Fentanyl, Propofol, they had, were using to keep me in the coma and everything. That's the shit that killed Michael Jackson. So, when I came out of that, I was all jacked up. And they gave me 7 days worth of meds when I got out of the hospital. After a 23-day coma, I did like 10 to 13 days in rehab and got out of there, and they sent me home with 7 days worth of meds. So that's our beautiful medical system here in fucking the United States of America. They pushed it and fucking got everybody addicted to opioids, and then now they want to try and backtrack and they don't give it to the people who fucking need them. So, sorry, that's my little rant on that. I went through a rough time when I was coming off of all the meds and everything, especially right after the coma. It was a medically induced coma, so they were waking me up every like 24 to 48 hours, and they would just completely cut everything off from the IV. So I'd go cold turkey off of everything and wake up thrashing it because of all the pain. And yeah, the whole story is in the long form archive. It's the origin story if you guys are interested in that, and my personal journey. But if you don't give a shit about that, that's fine too. Like I said, we're here just showing people how to grow. We've got the merch, Always Be Growing. It's at thegreencorner.site. If anybody's interested in that, that's the only support we get for the channel as far as monetary. But yeah, people showing up for the streams and dropping us the likes and comments and all that shit helps. I don't ask for it. I don't believe in that shit because I'm not a fucking influencer, but I will ask you to share the page with any of your growing buddies. I'm here to help, and you know, I like to help people, and I believe that everybody should be able to grow good cannabis. That's the only real call to action you'll hear from me is share the channel, check out the merch. We've got a couple different styles of shirts on there. We've got some hats. I'll have mine in here in the next week or so. We've got disc golf towels. I'll be making some more stuff here soon. But with harvest being at the commercial facility last week, and then this week we're getting ready to flip to flower. Everything's been real busy. Sooner or later I'll get our different tiers set up on the site as well. So if you're interested in that smoking content, you can get that too. But we got to keep the YouTube clinical. That way we're not getting any strikes or anything on here. I can't get my reach out to people if I'm getting strikes and things like that. So to keep the channel safe, we try to do as little actual like flower consumption and stuff on the channel, other than, you know, a joint here and there while I'm working. But if you're interested in that smoking content, check out Cheapin_session. He does product testing of all kinds of different rigs and stuff like that. And then he does flower reviews, dabs, wax, crumbles, shatter, rosins, pretty much anything you can smoke or eat, edibles wise, you know what I mean? He's putting that stuff out, testing all that stuff, so check that out. That's my homie over there. Normally I got the Cheapin Session, Stay Cheapin hat on, but since we're in here working today, I don't want to get all kinds of sweat rings and shit on it. This is one of the older hats that I've got, so I'm not as worried about this one. But I want to keep the Cheapin Session hat clean. That way we can keep showing off Brothers merch and help pushing people his way too. I'm sure he's pushed a lot more people our way than we have his, but that's why we give him the shout outs so we can try and help support his channel, like he's giving us shout outs during his streams and stuff. He's the homie over there, so check it out. He's got a bunch of great content. He's got a super fucking great community. Everything from growing to showing to knowing to, I can't remember everything he says, but he's a great guy. It's a great community. Check it out. Cheapin_session. And then my channel here, Green Corner Pod, is more about the cultivation side of it, the knowing and the showing part rather than the consumption, you know what I mean? I do some consumption content, but not a whole lot, and that usually doesn't end up getting posted, so it'll be like little live stream stuff, little quick shit, but I haven't really done much of it. I was thinking about doing like flower reviews on like a clinical level, because I've got a fucking spider farmer microscope that hooks right to my phone that I can do like 3000x fucking zoom ins with my phone and stuff. So let me know if you guys are interested in that. I could do that kind of stuff too. But not a whole lot of consumption. Like I said, I try and stick to the more clinical side for YouTube at least, just to keep our channel in good standing. But the Green Corner site is where you can check out our merch, where you can get the Always Be Growing merch. And here sooner or later, we're going to have our subscription tiers where you can get that smoking content and different things like that as well. So we can keep it off YouTube but still bring that kind of stuff to you guys. Sorry, just trying to make sure I'm keeping an eye on the comments. I don't want to leave anybody hanging in the chat. Like I said, the Monday stream is more of our chat focused stream where we're trying to do as much help as we can with the crowd that showed up. And then Thursdays are educational streams where we're trying to get that knowledge out there, trying to bring education to the masses. I believe in this plant, and I believe that we can only change the stigma with education. And yeah, you know, that's why I'm trying to bring the education, trying to keep it more clinical on this side. This is more of our top of the funnel. And then sooner or later, I'll have that extra content and stuff available on my website, just to keep it away from the algorithm and to keep our channel health safe on YouTube. But if you guys are interested in like a clinical breakdown of like flower, as far as looking at it on a microscopic level, let me know. I can do stuff like that and put that on the YouTube. That's safe for our channel. But if you guys have any content suggestions, let me know. I'm happy to make videos for people if you have questions, or I can answer it right here on the stream if it's just a quick one. I've done different videos as far as like what you need to put your lights on, or different veg nutrient schedules and things like that. We're getting ready to take these to flower, and we'll be doing a lot of talk about the trichomes and the maturing of the plant, how you can tell when it's ready, different things like that. So keep an eye on the channel if you're interested in the clinical side of things. Wow. This thing's crazy. Just trying to take out some of this inner stuff because it's not going to produce as much as some of the outer stuff. But we do want to leave some of that inner stuff to keep pushing. This one's going to be phenomenal, guys. Just wow, look at this. So we got that middle all cut out. You can see the sides are all pushed to the side. Those are all going to be colas once they all start popping up. And this is going to be one to keep an eye on. This is going to be an LHD number 2, the wagon wheel. I appreciate everybody who stopped by the chat. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. If you have any concerns about your canopy, let me know. I'm here to help. Cannabis is my passion, and this is what I love to do. I work for a commercial facility during the week, Tuesday through Saturday, and then I'm here every single day taking care of my stuff. I've got to be here every day. I took one day off. You can see the fucking results in some of our last shorts. We got a severe dryback that ended up with some drooping and shit. But as you can see, everything's looking better now. But that's what happens when I try and take a day off. So we're here every freaking day and taking care of the canopy in every freaking way, man. Beautiful. I just saw a couple little things on the bottom of that plant. Wanted to get that taken off real quick, but this is our last plant that we've got in flower to get the nodes all taken care of, get the larf out of here. Son of a biscuit eating bulldog. This one's one plant too, and it looks really good. But yeah, I appreciate everybody who stopped by. I appreciate everybody who's dropped comments and questions. You guys fucking rock. I'm here to help people, and I can only do that if you guys share the word. So if you guys know anybody who grows and regardless of their experience level, send them the channel, send them a link, fucking get them to the live stream, get them to the shorts, whatever you can. Just help get the name out there and help us grow. I think I'm at like 600 subs right now, so we're doing pretty good. I haven't really done any calls to action until like this, and I don't even really like it, but it's the only way we can grow. I don't ask for them on the shorts, but I ask during the live stream. If you do know anybody who grows, send them our way. That way we can help. Even if you don't think they need help or they don't think they need help, they might learn something new on the channel. I've got people who've been growing for 20 years and 50 years, and they're still learning new stuff too. So the Always Be Growing moniker is a lifestyle that we live, and I believe if we can make this a place that anybody can come and ask their questions without feeling judged, then that's the best way we can get the word out there and really get the stigma around cannabis changed. So I do all of my stuff on more of a clinical level and try and explain the science behind it, because that's what I do for my job, being an integrated pest management specialist, because I look at the science behind the plant and behind the bugs and everything, and try and work through it in a scientific way rather than just like a fucking pray and spray kind of way. So if that's what you're interested in, you're interested in getting results when you've got problems, then like the channel, share the channel. Ooh, this one looks really good, especially now that we've got it cleaned out. Take this one off the bottom here though. Oh yeah. Be a beautiful lady. Mwah. Sweet. So that wasn't too bad. We spent about, what, an hour? Got a good chunk of, good chunk of leaf and bullcrap out of our flower room. I do need to spray with sulfur, but the temperature gets a little higher on this side, so that one I will probably have to do later. Let's see. So that's a C. Got my SwitchBot app. Yeah, we're pushing the limit right now. We're at 84.4. So we're at 84.4 and 46 here in flower 1, and 74.8 and 54 in the veg room. So we could spray the veg room, it's pushing the limit, but that 85 we definitely don't want to spray with it being 85 degrees. That's a giant risk for phytotoxicity, which is chemical burns from the sulfur. You can remember the difference between phytotoxicity and phototoxicity, because photos need light. So phototoxicity is caused from the lights. Phytotoxicity is caused from the chemicals. Again, just trying to drop knowledge where I can. Unless you guys drop questions and shit in the chat, I don't have a curriculum or anything for my fucking Monday shows, my Monday whatever streams. Excuse me. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat. We're going to be getting off here soon. I'm making sure everything's good. We got that taken care of over there. Where's our sprayer? I was going to show you guys our sprayer. I got it somewhere. There's our little guy hiding back there. We got our little sprayer. Sorry, guys. iPod Master, I just run tap water. It's off-gassed for 24 to 48 hours. And for auto pots, I personally don't use them. That, to me, just sounds like a salt accumulation trap. So I would not do that, but I've seen some people doing it, and they say it works. Me, personally, I water to 10 to 20% runoff to ensure we don't get that salt buildup. So I personally wouldn't use them, but teach their own, you know what I mean? I'm not going to mess with this canopy today. I think we are... What time is it? 3:18. Exactly. Hell yeah. Yeah. So it seems to me like you agree with the auto pots and the salt-based nutrients. I use the Flora series from General Hydroponics. So, as you know, it's synthetic nutrients and salt-based. So, to ensure that we don't get that salt buildup, I do a 10 to 20% runoff on each plant. And then before taking them to flower, I did an enzymes complete flush, just to get any remaining salt content that's in that cocoa coir flushed out and get the roots cleaned. Hell yeah, thanks Miller Time. I appreciate you, brother. Trying to drop all the knowledge I can. Like I said, unless people have questions, I just kind of ramble on and give you guys the information in my head. So, like I said, I used to work with mentally handicapped individuals, so I did a lot of teaching with them and talking through different steps, so I can sit here and fucking talk for hours, man. Used to run Flora, run drip hydro now, and we'll never change that. Hell yeah. We've got drip emitters and shit at work, and we run the cocoa coir at work as well, but I just do all my shit. I mix it by hand in the big bucket that I'm getting ready to show. So, I don't do anything fancy here. It's just my home greenhouse. I have shit moving around so much between the different rooms that it's really not viable for me to try and do something like that. Unless, like, I got rid of fucking the tent and put a big tank over there or something. But for now, it's easier just to mix up, like, 10 gallons at a time and throw them in the different rooms and shit. Oh, Drip Hydro Nutrients, the brand. Sorry. God damn. I'll have to check that out. I haven't heard of them before. I like the General Hydroponics just because you can get like the 3 base nutrients for like $90, and then you can get the Cali Magic for like another 30. So really, you can get everything you need from start to finish for like $120. But like I said, I use that CalMag 420 dry. This stuff right here for veg. It's got a lot more nitrogen in it, so I can use that during veg, and then during flower, I just do the Cali Magic because of its NPK ratios. Similar to Athena, but cheaper. Hell yeah. Yeah, I've seen some of the Athena shit. We use a couple things at work for like cleaning and stuff, but I think they're kind of overpriced. Yeah. That's just what I do. I try and keep it as cheap as I can here, just because it's for my personal use. It's not to sell or to fucking even give away. It's for my use, and as long as it comes out to the quality that I want, it's fine for me. But I will check out that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take it down right now before I forget, because the fucking chat's going to disappear. Drip Hydro Nutrient. Right. Sorry, guys. Got to take that down to make sure I don't lose it. Athena's IPM is hands down worth the money. Hell yeah. I've looked at it. I'd have to look exactly what it is, but it's basically essential oils and shit. Lost Coast Plant Therapy's cheap. Does about the same shit. It's soybean oil, peppermint oil, and citric acid are its main ingredients, but it's also got isopropyl alcohol, soap, water, and sodium citrate. But it's all organic, just like Athena, and it works real good. I also utilize sulfur to help with the cell wall growth in the leaves themselves and in the plant itself. And then, God, I have so much shit. There's a lot of stuff, guys. I've just accumulated a lot of things through the years, so you can see all kinds of different stuff down here, all kinds of different nutrients and things. So I was kind of trying to take a look and see exactly what I use, but I use a lot of different things, just in different parts of the growth stage. Like I got Clonex gel for the clones, and then the solution for the reservoir, but I also use Rapid Start from General Hydroponics in it, and then Azos from Extreme Gardening. So I do a lot of my own stuff. I don't really do any specific programs or anything. This is my new secret killer, Azosol. It's actually made from neem oil, but I like to utilize sulfur, and you can't use oils with sulfur, so that being a powder, I can mix that into water and it becomes a water base, and I can still get that azodactrin on my plants. That's actually an insect growth regulator, so it makes it so they don't eat, they don't reproduce, and within a few days they die off. So, but I'll go through all of that if we can get our freaking biologicals live stream done this week. All right, we're gonna mix up 10 gallons of nutrients for the flower room. Like I said, we want to flip that tonight, so we've got to get the nutrients mixed up for it. Got about 10 gallons of water in there. Where'd my phone go? Get our nutrient schedule pulled up here. It's been about a month since we had anything in flower, so let's see. All right, get our feed schedule pulled up here real quick. Get our leads out. I believe we're still doing the CalMag 420 dry since we're in the transition stage. We're still using that nitrogen because that's pushing the new growth for the stretch. Like I said earlier, the stretch is like the first 2 to 3 weeks. I believe that really depends on if it's an indica or a sativa dominant strain. Sativas tend to grow longer. The indicas tend to be ready sooner. So with that in mind, I believe the sativas stretch a little longer than the 2 weeks. But we'll really be able to see that when we start taking like the skunk and stuff to flower. Okay. Beautiful. So we're going to do a teaspoon, which is 5 milliliters per gallon of each of our base nutrients. And then I add some of the Fox Farm open sesame to my flower transition stage. So that helps to transition the plant into that flowering and wanting to start the bud sites and everything. All right. Oh, wait, hold on. No. Nope. All right. We're doing everything. We're using the Cali Magic. We're not using the CalMag 420 dry this time. That's because we are taking it to flower, and I want to keep all of my NPK ratios, my nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium ratios, all in line with my feed schedule. That CalMag Dry 420 dumps a lot of extra nitrogen in there, and I don't want that. I could carry it through with the transition, since, like I said, we're still stretching and pushing that new growth, but I would rather have everything really just dialed in and on point. Since we do use that open sesame, it's going to push a lot of extra nutrients as well. But we want 50 milliliters, because like I said, I'm doing 10 gallons. 10 times 5 is going to be 50. We've got our 50 milliliters, just a hair over. Not too worried about it. Probably should have gloves on, just so the oils in my hands aren't getting into it, but it's too late now. Not the biggest deal, but where did mine? That'll do, donkey. All right, we want to stir it really good to ensure that we don't get any nutrient lockout in our reservoir, or whatever you want to call it. Nutrient lockout is where that CalMag and your Flora Micro will get together in the bucket, and it'll lock out and turn into a sludge in the bottom and become unusable. So you want to ensure that you're stirring really good between the nutrients, just to ensure you're not getting any lockout in anything, especially between the CalMag and the Micro, if you're using the Flora series as I am. And then you want to make sure you're rinsing out your graduated cylinder or your teaspoons, whatever you're using. That ensures that you also don't get any lockout in the graduated cylinder, and you're not mixing any concentrated nutrients together. You never want to mix concentrated chemicals together. It's always risky. You can have different reactions and stuff that doesn't happen when they are diluted. So be careful when mixing stuff. Make sure that you're just keep safe, guys. I want everybody to stay safe. If you're ever questioning what you should do, make sure you're reading labels. In the integrated pest management industry, label is law. Like literally, federal law goes by the label of the product. So misuse can result in federal charges and things like that. So label is law. Always check your label. But I always got to say that during the stream just to make sure we're all protected here. But I want you guys to be protected and safe as well, so make sure you are keeping an eye on everything. Your nutrients really aren't too bad as long as you're mixing everything, but when we do get into like IPM shit and stuff like that, always make sure you're reading your labels. All right. Sorry, guys. This is our bloom, and we are actually doing the whole 5 milliliters. Double check, because it seems like a lot. Yep. So this is mixed up, or moved up to 5 milliliters from 2.5. We do the 2.5 while we're in veg because we're not trying to push that phosphorus and potassium as hard. But now that we're transitioning, we want them to start flowering, so we want to push that phosphorus and potassium. God damn, I sound like a nerd. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry, you know? It's what we do. We try and keep it clinical here, but that did sound pretty nerdy, huh? Just double checking the chat, making sure I'm not missing anybody's comments or anything. Here it is. Where did... Got us a big cup for our dry powder mix. We are just going to take the mix itself, and we want to do a nice slurry with the open sesame we got here. We're going to do just under a tablespoon because we're doing 10 gallons. So 12 gallons would be a whole tablespoon. But since we're only doing 10, we just cut out a couple of teaspoons there. And we're just going to get that mixed up. Sorry, we're not fucking sponsored by Monster here. Thanks for joining the stream, everybody. I appreciate everybody who stopped by. If you grow or know anybody who grows, share the channel with them. We're here to help. I believe in cannabis, and I believe that anybody who can legally grow it should be able to grow cannabis that they want to consume. So we're here to help. We're still just getting this mixed up real good. All right. Take a look at the bottom there. See a little bit of shit. So we're going to stir a little more. Some of that could also be cocoa coir because this is in the cocoa bucket as well. I just kind of threw it in there. That was my bad. But everything's looking good. Again, you want to rinse this out as well because you've got nutrients in there that you paid for. You want to get all that into your bucket. Otherwise, it's just a waste. I'm not into wasting. I'm sure you're not either. Again, we want to stir everything together and make sure it's all mixed really good. And then we are going to bust out our pH meter and our pH down. We have super hard water here, so it's always pH down. The only time I have to pH up is when I dump the pH myself. It happens from time to time, so you know what I mean. Put water in there. Let's see. Flip this camera around, see if you guys can actually read the fucking pH meter. Oh no. We'll see. Alright, we're at 7.1 right now. Oh, my fingers. Nope, water's too low. Oh wow. So we're actually at 6.6 right now, which actually isn't too bad for us. I'm assuming it's that open sesame that helped drop it some because we usually are at about 7 to 7.5. Like I said, I don't want to just massively dump the pH like I do when I try and freehand it. So I'm looking for our smaller, here it is, graduated cylinder, and we're going to do about 10 milliliters There we go, maybe a little bit over, but I'm doing about 10 milliliters with the pH down. When we started the channel, we were doing everything old school, but to get this kind of growth, you got to use some fucking instruments. So I've actually gotten better about using the pH pen and stuff. Really, I should get better about using the EC meter and everything too, making sure that our nutrients aren't too heavy, but everything's been looking good so far, so I don't want to change up too much really. All right, we were at 6.6. .4, 3, 4, 3, really? So it's saying 6.3, I don't necessarily believe that with 10 milliliters. So we're going to stir this a little more. That pH down can be finicky. Sometimes it won't drop very much, and then it'll just sink. So you want to make sure that you get it mixed real well. All right, so it's reading 6.3. We want to be between 5.8 and 6.2. Really, since I do smaller batches, I try and keep it between 5.8 and 6.0. But really, 5.8 to 6.2 is the golden area. So we're just gonna do like what, 6, 7, about 7 milliliters this time. I feel like it's going to dump more than we want it to. Done this a time or two and had it freaking dump on me, so I don't want it to do that while we're streaming. So we're going a little careful. If you guys have any questions about cultivation or pests, pathogens, mildew, anything like that, drop them in the chat. I'll be checking it here in just a minute. Oh, 6.2, 6.1. Oh, there. Hold on. It just dropped to 6.0 and then I pulled it out. 6.1, 6.0. Stop there. Okay. So 6.0 is where we're at. That's right in the middle of what... Oh, see, now it's jumped back to 6.1. So we're right in the middle there, 6.0, 6.1. That's what our plants want. So we are going to give that to our lovely ladies. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat. I'm getting ready to check it here in just a second. Make sure we get our pH meter put back into its container for safekeeping. Got an EC meter over here too, but I'm not even going to mess with it today. Today is not the day. Make sure we didn't get any chats. For commercial though, I find the IPM spray is nice. Lost Coast, definitely good stuff. Hell yeah. Yeah, we use so much different stuff at work, but it's mainly like biological powders and things like that to keep anything from even starting. Sulfur, I think, is what you meant to put. You put sulfur is some serious shit. Sulfur, I believe, is what you meant. And sulfur is killer. It's great for the plant health and building up those cell walls to really help protect the plant from the inside. Excuse me. All right, we've got that mixed. I've got a freaking mess up here, guys. Holy cow. All right. Pop you guys over here real... Oh, wrong way. Over here real quick. Show you how we water the little clones here. All right, since they've got a sensitive root system, we just put them in there. I want to use this little bottle to water them. That way it can go around to the outsides of it, not try and disturb the actual roots too much, and make those roots push to find the edge of the cup. Sorry, guys. And I want to water until I get runoff through the bottom, just to ensure we are getting that hydration in the cocoa. All right, you can see that we're starting to run out through the bottom. Oh, no, you can't. We'll do it on this one too, don't worry. We do the same thing on all of them, so. Again, you can see we're watering around the outside, trying not to disturb the root mass too much, especially since we just planted it. No runoff yet, so we're going to keep it going. Phew, it's about time to roll a joint. All right, keep it around the outside. We should be getting runoff here any second now. Oh yeah, beautiful. You can see we're starting to get that runoff. You want 10 to 20% runoff to ensure you're not getting any of that salt buildup in the inside of your cups. These won't be in here super long, but we try and keep the same protocol for everything, because if we start slacking in one area, we're going to start slacking in other areas, and it's better to not slack in any of them than slack in all of them. Ooh. Oh, come on. There we go. See, we're getting that runoff there. That's what we want to see. Go ahead and rotate these ladies a little bit. Around the outside, like Eminem said. Come on. There it is. Getting that runoff. Like I was telling Miller Time earlier, we've got just enough holes in the bottom to ensure we get that runoff like we need, and we're not getting any buildup in the bottom of the cups. Especially if you're doing seeds. We had Angela pop by the stream earlier and ask about planting seeds. You want to ensure you have good runoff if you're putting seeds in the ground, because you will dislodge them if the moisture gets too high and just sits in the bottom there, and that could end up flipping your seed and making it look like it didn't pop when it may have popped and just pushed the wrong way because it got dislodged and flipped over. Again, more runoff. Oh, I might have got hit on actually. don't know. Oh yeah, I did get that one. So we've got 2 left, it looks like. And we'll get the ladies on the other side watered real quick too. It's been a long stream today, guys. But we've had a lot to do. We've got a lot done. We've got the transplants done. We've got the ladies on the other side ready to flip to flower. We're getting well, not everything, but we're getting our flowering plants watered. These are going to be flipping to flower as well. So we want to get these watered. This is that flower transition feed schedule going on now. And this is the first round of it. So we wanted to make sure this gets some too. Getting that runoff. If anybody has any questions, doesn't even have to, doesn't have to be on the live stream. If you're watching this post stream and have questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I try and keep my eye on, I try to keep my eye on my messages and comments and all of that good stuff. Try and be as, reachable as I can while I'm trying to take care of everything. So if you grow or somebody you know grows and could use a little bit of, a little extra education, a little helping hand. Like I said before, I've got followers that have been growing for 20 years and 50 years, and they're still learning new things. And I think a lot of new shit's going to come out, especially with it being rescheduled to Schedule 3 substance rather than a Schedule 1. So that opens up government testing and things like that. So I think we're going to see a big boom in the research industry. That kind of helped open the door for us as far as trying to do our educational channel. It's a lot safer now since everything is Schedule 3. Well, not everything, but medicinal marijuana like I grow is Schedule 3. All right, we're going to get a new tray out. Make sure it's sanitized as well, because we're going to swap the clones over to this tray and dump that tray out so we don't have standing water. Standing water is an invitation for things like fungus gnats and thrips and different shit that really likes that standing water. So we don't want that in the greenhouse. Go ahead and move these on over. Like I said, this has been quite a long stream, guys, but we've got a lot of shit done today. We got the clones transplanted. We got the flowering plants ready to go to flower. Or the late veg plants that are in the flower room ready to go to flower now. For that there. And now we're getting everything watered. We just got those hit with the flower transition watering feed. Now we're going to bring you guys over here so we can do the flower room watering feed. Move this shit out of the way. Try and give you guys a good view without air blowing on you. Give me just a second. I got to move this bad boy. This fan's got to go to the other side. Again, just all part of our Monday maintenance stream. We were getting powdery mildew in this back corner over here. So to mitigate that, we're just going to go ahead and put a circulation fan back in this corner. Really help blow that air around. And I don't think I want it there because that's all going to be hot air. Try and move some air that way. We'll see what happens with that. I don't want powdery mildew to start in there again, though, so we've got the fan set up in that side. We've got this fan, and then you guys are sitting on the swamp cooler. Bring our nutrients over. God damn it. Sorry, guys. Trying to bring our nutrients over and smacks the fucking swamp cooler. Just throw you guys on the floor. Disrespect I put on it. Sorry, guys. Hopefully that stays. I was just trying to bring over the fucking nutrients, man. This side gets hotter than shit. Alright. So, we've got our watering can. We're going to give everything about a gallon. So, we use the little one to measure. It's about a half gallon apiece. Alright. Just want to try and get in there, get all around, make sure it's all evenly hydrated. Again, I don't focus too much on the base of the plant, but more around the outside of the pots. We're starting to get some runoff. Oh, there it is. Beautiful. We just watered in here yesterday because everything was super dry and got everything rehydrated, so a gallon should be plenty to get it get the newts in there again. Not re-inoculated. Get the substrate reloaded with nutrients, man. So like I said, if you guys have any questions, any content that you want to see, let me know. Drop them in the comments. Send me a message. Whatever you got to do, let me know what you want to see. We'll try and make it happen. We're here to help people, and we can't help if people don't ask, so I'm asking you to ask me. All right. Number 3 is done. We've got 5 more to go. The stream will be ending shortly after that. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. Let me know what you're thinking, what you got going on, what you have questions about, what you need help with, what you're succeeding in, what accomplishments you've made. I want to know. We're here to grow and learn together, and like I said, I'm not a perfect grower. I don't know it all. Just because I do it commercially doesn't mean I do it right. I let my results speak for themselves, but I know that there's always room to learn and grow, and that's why always be growing is our motto. So I want this to be a place where people can come and feel like it's a safe place to ask questions and be heard without being made fun of or judged or made to feel stupid or any of that bullshit. So everybody is welcome regardless of your level of knowledge and cultivation. We all start out as beginners, and it can be what's the word I'm looking for? Daunting task if you don't know what you're doing. So we're here to help, and The more people share the page and get us out there, the more we can grow and the more people we can help. So if you've got friends that grow or just like cultivation content, have questions, know better about low stress training, different things like that, you know, if they're an expert in part of the cannabis field, send them the link to the page. I want them on in the community so we can learn. That's what we're all about here, is growing and learning. So all right, we've got one left down here. Everything's looking great. I appreciate everybody who has stopped by the stream, who's dropped a chat. Shit, I even appreciate if you dropped by and didn't drop a chat. Like I said, the space is for learning and growing together, and the more people that know about the page, the more people can grow and learn with us. So share it out there to your friends. Get all of our signs fixed so you can see them. Helps break up the canopy when we're trying to do videos. That's why we've got all the little gnomes and shit in here. Help us out with the getting the videos through the algorithm, getting them into the actual feed so people can find us. But I want to hear from you guys. I want to know what questions you guys have. So even if you're watching this post stream, send me your questions, send me your comments. And, you know, I answer all of my comments in the feed on our shorts videos and stuff. I answer all of our comments on our long form videos. I try and get back to messages as quick as I can. We've also got Facebook and Instagram at the Green Corner Pod. What else do we got? We've got the greencorner.site with all of our merchandise, our Always Be Growing apparel. We've got shirts and hats and a disc golf towel. I'm working on making more things, but that's what we've got so far if you're interested in any of that. Wow. So let's show you guys the runoff real quick before we get out of here. You can see all of it's running off real good. That's a good sign. That means we're not going to get any of that salt up in there. Set you guys up for a second. I got to sweep out, try and get some of this standing water into the ground. We can have a little bit of standing water out there because it's going to evaporate and add humidity or relative humidity to the air. But too much standing water is an invitation to pests and pathogens. And since we've already got a little bit of powdery mildew trying to start in here, we want to get this shit out. I am going to get some sulfur laid down in here probably tomorrow or tonight. We'll have to wait and see. Might be at like 3 in the morning before I go to work. But we'll figure it out. I'm going to leave that for now. Thanks, guys, for joining. And remember, always be growing.